Welcome back to Dreamcatcher. Today we are going to learn chapter number 7 of biology. And I'll ask you a question. Have you ever heard your friend saying that you looks like a monkey? I think you have heard that. Okay. So, is there any relationship between monkeys and us? Yes, there is a relationship, and that is what I'm going to teach you today. So, we are going to learn evolution, that is the chapter number 7 of biology. Okay, do you think the organisms that we are seeing now looks exactly as it was before? For your surprise, my answer is no. We have seen giraffe in zoo. Before millions of years ago or hundreds of years ago, the giraffe wasn't like this. It was very short, like a horse. Short neck. Okay, I told you about the neck. Because of this evolution and the competition, it had to change its overall physical appearance. We are going to learn that. It is a very interesting chapter. Okay, so evolutionary biology is a study of history of life forms on earth. You know, this is a story of origin of life, evolution of life, forms of biodiversity on planet earth. Okay, and you have to know that the light started its journey millions of years back and from trillions of kilometers away and reaching our eyes now. And we are seeing the light. And you have to note this point that it had started its journey very before, and now we are able to see that. So, the origin of life is considered a unique event in the history of universe. The universe is vast. And this universe is very old, that is almost 20 billion years old. 1 million is about 10 lakhs. So just think how big the digit is. 20 billion years. Yeah, the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory attempts to explain to us the origin of universe. It talks of a singular huge explosion unimaginable in physical terms. The universe expand and hence the temperature came down. Hydrogen and helium formed some time later. The gases condensed under gravitation and formed the galaxy of the present day universe. And in the solar system of the Milky Way galaxy, Earth was supposed to have been formed about 4 billion years ago. Therefore, there was no atmosphere on Earth. The water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, and ammonia released from the molten mass covered the surface. The UV rays from the sun broke up. The UV rays from the sun broke up water into hydrogen and oxygen, and the lighter hydrogen escaped. The oxygen combines with ammonia and methane to form water, carbon dioxide, and others. And the ozone layer was formed. As it cooled, the water vapor fell as rain to fill all the depressions and form ocean. And the life appeared 500 million years ago. After the formation of Earth, that is almost 4 billion years back. Oh, that was very surprising. Early Greek thinkers thought units of life could be the spores were transferred to different planets, including Earth. Panspermia is still a favorite idea for some astronomers. Okay. The theory of spontaneous generation, put forward by Louis Pasteur by careful experimentation, demonstrated that life comes out only from the pre existing life. Okay, he showed that the pre sterilized flask life did not come from the killed yeast, while in another flask open to air, new living organisms arose from killed yeast. But the spontaneous generation theory was dismissed once and for all. Okay, next come the Oparin of Russia and Haldane of England proposed that the first form of life could have come from pre-existing non-living organic molecule, example RNA, protein, etc., and the formation of the life was preceded by chemical evolution, that is, the formation of diverse organic molecule from inorganic constituents. The conditions on the earth were high temperature, volcanic storms, reducing temperature, and containing methane and ammonia, etc. In 1953, S.L. Miller, an American scientist, created similar condition in the laboratory scale. He created electric discharge in a closed flask containing methane, hydrogen, ammonia, and water vapor at 800 degrees Celsius. He observed the formation of amino acids. Yeah, this goes on. This was a historical part that we have to learn. Okay, we'll learn some more things very interestingly. So we'll go in a slow pace. Okay, the evolution of life forms it is a theory. Okay, have you heard about Charles Darwin, who is known as the father of evolution? He in his sail ship called HMS Beagle round the world, he concluded in his voyage he found many things, and he concluded that the existing life forms share similarities to varying degree not only among themselves but also with life forms that existed millions of years back. That's quite interesting. It shares common characteristics with the present generation, with the existing ones and also the existed ones. Okay, then Alfred, who was a naturalist, worked in the archipelago, had also came to similar conclusion around the same time. In due course of time, apparently new type of organisms are recognizable. All the existing life forms share similarities and share common ancestors. However, ancestors were present at different periods in the history of life. Yeah, and you have to know that Darwin and Alfred brought up the same thing, since there were no WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook to share their messages. They had to, since it wasn't there, they were not able to communicate with each other and telling their conclusions. Otherwise, if it was there, they would have come together and found something new. Okay. What are the evidences of evolution? From what all things we will be able to know that something existed? It is the first thing through fossils, and the study of fossils is called paleontology. First point is the paleontologic evidence. Okay, then embryological support for evolution was proposed by Haeckel based upon the observation of certain feature during embryonic stage common to all vertebrates that are absent in adults. Okay. Carl Ernst von Baer, he noted that embryos never pass through the adult stages of other animals. My second point, anatomical and morphological. Anatomical and morphologically shows similar and difference among organisms of today. I will give you a short example. Examples of, not short examples, some examples. The whales, bats, cheetah and humans share similarities in the pattern of bones of forelimbs. But their function is different. Note that the bones of forelimbs of whales, bat, cheetah and humans have similar anatomical structure, but their function is entirely different. Okay. This comes under the divergent evolution, and these structures are called homologous. Homology indicates common ancestry. Other examples are vertebrate, hearts or brain. In plants also, the thorns and tendrils of Bougainvillea cucurbita represent homology. Homology is based on divergent evolution, whereas analogy refers to the situation exactly opposite to it. Example, the wings of the butterfly and birds look alike, but they are not anatomically similar structure, though they perform the similar function. Okay, function is same, but the structure is different. Hence, analogous structure are a result of convergent evolution. Just think, you have to note that divergent evolution is homologous. HD, think of a trick called HD, homologous, divergent, and in convergent, analogous, it is CA. In commerce and all, commerce students will used to write CA exam, right? That itself. So CA. Examples are the eyes of the octopus and mammals, or the flippers of penguins. Okay, octopus and of mammals, or the flippers of penguins and dolphins. One can say that it is similar habitat that has resulted in selection of similar adaptive features in different groups of organisms, but towards the same function. I'll give another example for analogy, that is the sweet potato, which is the root modification, and the potato is a stem modification. So their function. So we have to say about two things about their function, and they have the similar function, okay, but their structure is entirely different. When we look under a microscope, it looks exactly different. The next comes the biochemical similarities point to the same shared ancestry, a structural similarity among diverse organisms. Okay, then, and while we were in class 10th, our teacher have thought about industrialization, and our history teacher taught us about industrialization, and our biology teacher thought that a wide-winged moth wasn't able to sustain during industrialization, but the brave black moth was able to survive? Was it because the black moth is more brave? Yes, it was because it was able to adapt. That is, during industrialization in 1850, it was observed that there were more white-winged moths on trees than dark-winged. But after the industrialization, as many years passes, in 1920, it was exactly opposite. The dark-winged moth in the same area was greater than the white-winged moth. Okay. The explanation put forward for the observation was the predators will spot a moth against the contrasting background. Next comes another interesting part. You have seen a bird in your locality and you went to a tour and you see a bird which exactly looks like it. Oh, you think whether it came with me in my flight or a car or my car? Because it looks exactly as it is. Or you might think whether the parents of both of these birds are same and how it is like this. You might question yourself, and I am here to find I am here to give you an answer for this. This is called adaptive radiation. During the journey of our dear Darwin went dear Darwin in his HMS Beagle went to Galapagos Island. Like us, he was also a very curious man. He liked a small black bird. Later, it was called the Darwin finches. It really amazed him. He realized that there were many varieties of finches in the same island. All the varieties he then let me say that he said about many varieties, but the most important one was the Darwin finches. Okay, the process of evolution of different species in a given geographical area, starting from a point and literally radiating to other areas of geography, is called adaptive radiation. Okay, from one place from one place it radiates to different parts. The example is Australian marsupials. A number of marsupials, each different from the other, evolved from the ancestral stock. I'll give some examples of marsupials of Australia. One is Tasmanian wolf, tiger cat, then marsupial rat, kangaroo, bandicoot, marsupial mole, sugar glider, and all these are looks little different, but they are very closely related to each other. Another example is the placental animals in Australia. It also exhibit adaptive radiation in evolving into a variety of such placental mammals, each of which appears to be similar to a corresponding marsupial. Example, placental wolf and Tasmanian wolf marsupials. So, I'll give you work. You have to pause this video and you have to recollect all the points which I have mentioned it now. If you haven't heard it properly, trust me, hear it once more and take a page or take a paper and fold it into half. Write try to memorize all the points and write in one side, and once you are finished with it, check the textbook and write all the points that you have missed it. It will really help you, and after writing, do comment that on the comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.